So open up a Word document and then start putting titles or subtitles for the various different questions you're going to do. All right. So let's say you just start with question number 1, question number 2, and question number 3. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go on the internet and you're going to look through different past papers and try and find questions that you can add in. So let's say, for example, I'm creating an A-level chemistry mock exam paper, and I'm on this particular page on revisionscience.com. Okay, so this has got a good collection of past papers, so I'm going to pick out questions from here. So I might just go through different past papers and pick out questions. Okay, so let's say I'm working with paper 1, inorganic and physical chemistry. Right, and let's say I decide to start off with the 2020 A-level paper, right? So there we go. So there's the paper over there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's say I like a particular question, okay? And let's say I like this question over here. So depending on what kind of computer you have, there's different tools which allow you to crop out individual sections of questions. So you can, for example, let's say crop out different sections of questions. I'm going to do that over here on my computer. Okay, so on a Windows computer, there's something called a snipping tool, which you can use. Just search for it in the search bar in the bottom left. And on Mac computers, I'm not sure what it's called, but if you click on Control and hyphen on the bottom left of your keyboard, you should be able to get this tool. All right. So anyway, I'm going to snip this question, and then I'm going to go into my Word document and paste it over there. And that way, hopefully you can see that the question number doesn't come up, and it's just a question that comes up, all right? This way, obviously, we can make sure that questions come up without the question number. You might want to, for example, include the part 1, 2, and so on. So to be fair, this would probably be a better way to go about it. That way we can say it's question 1.1, question 1.2, and so on and so forth. So what I would do is, in most cases, try and add the entire question. So for example, if this question has got 5 parts to it, add all 5 parts. So try and do that. Okay. If for whatever reason you think, oh, I don't want to add this 5th part, maybe because this student is in, I don't know, year 12, and you don't want them to have access to that particular question yet. Okay, so that could be one reason. Whatever, you might have your reasons to not include all the questions, but yeah, try and include the entire question, because it's been planned well by a professional examiner. Anyway, let's say in this case I just decide to include 4 parts, exclude the 5th part of the question. I can do that. Okay, and what I want to do is, since it's an hour long paper, I want all the different marks in the different sections to add up to 60. Ideally, if you want to push a student, you can push them a bit more by adding a few more marks, for the hour, or if you want to make it slightly easier, you can put a few less marks. So I'd say aim for 60 marks, plus minus 5, depending on the student's ability, would be fine. Okay, and then you just repeat this for the different questions, and then yeah, you just create your paper. Okay. And when it comes to marking the paper, what you would do is you would, ideally, if you've got something like a graphics tablet or a writing pad, you can get one of these for, I suppose, around 30 to 40 quid if you're willing to spend that money. You can, there's ways to use a graphics pad to maybe, tick or write, or write the number of marks or whatever per question. So let's say that question got 1 mark. Let's say this question got 1 mark. I would maybe do something like this. But you don't have to sort of, spend money on that. You can just do things like let's say, add a text box, okay? So yeah, so let's say, for example, if I thought, for this particular question, if they forgot to balance the equation, okay, I can just maybe write, remember to always balance the equation. Okay, and let's say they got 1 mark for this. I can just put, I can just insert a text box. Just insert text boxes over here. That's another way to insert a text box quickly. Just type text box over here, and then we can just, write a text box over here. So instead of, let's say, crossing that out and writing 1 mark, I can just say 1 mark over there. Okay, and that can be read. So there are different ways to mark the paper, but that's essentially how you would set and mark the paper.